Imtiaz Ali and AR Rahman, welcome to India today.
Thank you.
First of all, I think this is the frame that his dreams are made of. It's an absolute privilege to sit with you guys and have a chat. Before we deep dive into the magic of Amar Singh Chamkila, and I can see the font and the colors and the different shades and hues right behind us, I want to deep dive into the magic of AR Rahman and Imtiaz Ali. I want to sort of time travel and awaken that kid in me and ask you guys, do you remember the first time you crossed paths? Or do you remember the first time you entered a room and saw each other physically? Not a phone call, not a text message. And how did that meeting go?
So let me begin this by saying that just as it is a dream for you to be sitting here, it is a dream for me to be sitting here. And it's about the magic of AR Rahman. And I happen to be a lucky director who got to work.
It's very modest.
No, seriously, because anyway. So yes, I do remember when I met him for the first time. I think UTV people had brought me to meet him, and but I came alone to meet. There's a secrecy around it, and
We went to a restaurant, right? Fish restaurant.
yes.
Food. That's a good memory.
But actually, the first time I came, I was supposed to tell him. I told him the story of Rockstar. That's when I met him in Chennai.
And Rahman sir, Imtiaz also is a man of very few words. He does whatever he has to say, he says it with a lot of thought. There's a lot of gravitas behind that. Is that also your first impression of his? How was that meeting like? Because you meet a lot of people.
Maybe that's not the impression he has, that he has.
No, I think for me, I've been there like for 32 years. I've been working with directors. So
Right.
when I get energized when I meet a new talent and when they come with fresh ideas, and also the possibility of combining their sensibility and mind together and what comes. So I'm always open. So they don't know what tricks I have. I don't know what tricks they have. So it's really fun to discover each other.
Yeah, that's like a playground.
Yeah.
You almost go in with no expectations and you learn and take so much of each other's energy, I feel, right? Also, I think that for anybody to have a ear for music, it could be a note, could be a harmony, could be a lyric. You're sitting in your car and an idea could just pop up, right? And you both have that, and you're so deep rooted in that process of giving us music and giving us memories and life. Rahman sir, what is your sort of place to go to when you hear something? It could be an inspiration, 5 a.m. in the morning. Do you have a phone that you go to and just leave a voice note? Do you scribble down something?
I personally have, of course, the phone is there, and they're mostly at my places. We have a piano, and record something on that, or harmonium, or a computer with a loop and rhythm of that. And sometimes actually even when on the flights, the long LA flights, 15 hours, there's so much happening there. Everybody's asleep, and then I suddenly wake up. Oh, there's a nice melody. Go very softly hum that thing and tell what patch I used to use. I have to use what rhythm it could be. It depends. Sometimes you're blessed.
Is there a
Sometimes
song
you're
of
not.
yours that has been inspired from the most oddest of places? Like you said, a flight journey. You wake up and bang, there's something in your head and you just put that down. And then it becomes this blockbuster song. Or not necessarily blockbuster, just a part of your legacy.
Many actually. Sometimes in the car, sometimes. I've told this before. Like when I went for Hajj, there's one guy selling water, moya, moya, moya. And then that became Maya, Maya.
Wow.
So that sound was very interesting. And because Maniji wanted a Turkish belly dance thing, I used Maya, Maya as the...
Absolutely genius. And Imtiaz, for you, music is almost an intrinsic part of your journey, or the journey that you get us on. When we watch all of your films, whether it's characters, what they go through, the background score also for that matter, it almost feels like it's a person. There's a human form to that music, right? What has been your earliest memory of sound and music that has left an impression on you?
Well, in my house as I was growing up, I always had very traditional qawwalis and semi-classical Indian Hindustani music and all of that playing. And I hated all of that because I found it very boring and monotonous. And Begum Akhtar was playing, for instance, and traditional ghazals, Mehdi Hasan, that kind of thing. But what it did perhaps is induce a certain sensibility which I could encounter later and enjoy that kind of thing and have an appreciation for what ultimately turned out to be the finer music, you know. But that's just a coincidence. And otherwise, I'm not a person of music at all.
Okay.
At all.
No, he's very humble.
No, no.
I think what's nice about him is he recognizes thoughts, melodies in a very understated way. Not like, I know what, this is a hit, kind of. Not like that. But it comes, maybe I think I love the sound of this, I love the feel of this, what do you think? And sometimes he stands by it when he, like Phir Se Urchila from Rockstar. It's a very, very complicated tune. It was named Hamsa, because it was Hamsa Dhani. It's a very Carnatic ragam actually, Carnatic raga. And he heard it and he said, I like this tune. I said, are you sure? There's no hook in it. Because you're doing a big movie called Rockstar. No, I love this. It's like a travel and everything. So he worked on the lyrics like bit by bit. All my scatting he took, started like brain surgery, engineering it. Then we got Mohit and I said, Mohit, so I said, you guys take time, I'll come back in 3 days. So I went back after 3 days and it was almost complete. Then I went in and punched all the stuff which I... So like that, to understand that, and now this is one of the biggest songs in my concert. You know, people, any nationality vibe to that song.
Absolutely.
Whether I understand or not, it has a sense of freedom, yeah.
That sense of freedom stays with most of the work that you both do. It just makes you free. When I watched the teaser and trailer of Chamkila, right, and I thought of Diljit Dosanjh because I saw Diljit Dosanjh in his really cool sneakers and hip hop and chains, vibing to like an American song, and then I see him here. So to see him do Chamkila, how did that happen?
Actually, he's a very obvious Chamkila. He is from the heart of Punjab, from that region where Chamkila comes from. In fact, where he grew up is very close to Chamkila's village and house actually. Very, very, you can walk. So his language, his understanding of that world, apart from his understanding of Chamkila himself, and of music, and of Punjabi music, so he's the obvious choice actually. In fact, he can wear any clothes and fit in, but if he is not wearing any other appearance, he is that person that I would want for Chamkila. So I was also very lucky. And the fact that he's a musician and we had live singing to do where he is actually singing. So he has, apart from being an actor, has also been a guide, I feel, because he's guided me on dialogue, on musicality, you know, on the set he's there, so we can't really go wrong. I don't understand G minor, A major, but he does, you know, that kind of thing.
No, he is a vibe, and I think his energy is so infectious. The moment he enters a room, all you can see is love, his love for his art and his craft, which is again very similar with the two of you. I want to speak to you a bit about what he mentioned right now, the live singing part, right?
Yeah.
Is there any trend in the industry right now which you think you need to sort of do away with and go back to the roots? Do you think that there is too much of instrumentalization, AI coming in, or you could just sleepwalk through a song and put it out and nobody will know? You know, all of this banter that happens.
I think people know everything. People are super smart now. They're not naive like before. We're all super smart. If somebody changes something on Photoshop, you know it is Photoshopped. And everybody's a director, everybody's a composer.
And a critic.
Everybody's a critic, a makeup artist, a screenwriter, because of TikTok, because of Instagram, Reels and everything. So that's extraordinary. So that puts us in a, how deep we, you know, people have been creating before, like who are now doing like him or me, how deep we have to go in to be honest to the work. All these other things are taken over by kids and, you know, normal people who are amazing, who are enjoying. I love certain things. I feel like, how did he ever create this stuff, the screenplay of this 1 minute? How did this person who's in a village who's doing this stuff, this won't even come to a genius director? So sometimes we learn from these new people what they're creating. Because for them, its impact is important, likes are important.
Right.
So that forces them to create something extraordinary.
That's
So
a
deeper.
great way of looking at it. Imtiaz, what do you make of the conversation about the fact that you've not whitewashed a particular character in the film, or you're not trying to present him in a certain light, you're showing him as it is. It's very raw, unfiltered, whatever journey that he's gone through, right? Especially the part where a lot of his work was criticized. There was a certain section of people who said that it's vulgar, it's demeaning for women, it's not right. You were very clear in terms of like, how did you go around that?
But here, his he's got killed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the story is about why did he get killed.
Correct.
So there's no trying to make him pure or anything. We're just showing who he is, right?
Right, right. And actually, there'd be no point of trying to do a story inspired by somebody's life and changing that life. You know, there was a controversy, there was a drama or a conflict point, many conflict points, personally, professionally, etc., etc. And actually, trying to be truthful about it is the only way that I could discover what really happened.
Right.
In the mind and heart of an artist who was controversial and who challenged the society and became a victim of it. And many things came up, you know, because of this. And one thing that came up is a certain duplicity of people. This whole question of who killed him, which the film doesn't answer, but the point is that people constantly need somebody to make him a hero and exalt him to a very high position, and then right over there, then push him down and make him fall down and say he was a sinner, and now that he's gone, we are all pure. You know, so there is many people have unfortunately gone through this.
Very similar story about a girl or an actress or somebody called Kandil Baluch in Pakistan.
Yeah.
Yes.
She got killed by her own, sibling.
Yeah.
And these things keep happening. It's scary though.
Yeah, it is scary. I want to now jump into the music of Chamkila because I can't not touch that. The album has just dropped and I was just telling people that that's because of that concert that happened yesterday, and I think the love that came your way, and the album is outstanding. I'm going to name a song, and if you could just give me maybe 2 or 3 lines on the memory that you have, the process that went behind it, starting with Bol Mohabbat. Seems to be a rage right now, a clear winner in terms of popularity, the go-to song.
I mean, yeah, you can. So he suddenly said, I'm in a state in the movie where something has to take over this guy. He knows he's going to die. Something has to take over. And so the only way we can do stuff is surreal things, in a state of alternate realm or spirituality. And then what spirituality should we do here? We can't do a Qawwali here. We can't do. So I was thinking, why don't we take something from Baba Bulle Shah? And he had a quote. And so we took that, and instead of going Punjabi on it, we went more, with the duff and more that region to create a sound which is slightly different from, because there's so many songs, Punjabi songs in the movie. So a different soundscape would help in making it more wider and to get that surreal next realm kind of feeling.
Yes, Punjab feels very personal to you because the sights and sounds, the texture, the colors, the food, everything of it, right? You absolutely sort of imbibe that and absorb it and put that in your films, characters. Is there a background story to that, or it's just something about Punjab?
No, I think it's a foreground story. I will discover it at the end of my life. Why this connection with Punjab? There is no logical reason, but everything that I also do, which is based in Punjab or from Punjab, also gives me a lot. So, and I feel when I go to Punjab, they really like me there.
Well, there's a reason why.
So I keep going.
Ambassador.
Absolutely. I mean, the work and the films and all of it. Okay, I'm going to shift gears now. We did Bol Mohabbat, and I'm going to take you guys back in time and do Sadda Haq. Like just the first thing that comes to your mind.
Sadda Haq, actually, in the first meeting, he said, I just asked just give me like titles for each song. So he said, Sadda Haq. Then he gave Kun Fayakun.
Actually, both Irshad had given. Yeah, but like us, our team.
Yeah, Irshad.
Yeah, but
again, discovering Irshad for the first time with him was fantastic. So he's another.
So when Sadda Haq actually comes from the socialist revolution in Punjab, perhaps pre-partition, and it kind of follows the same line of thinking as Bhagat Singh and that whole movement had happened, but it's from there, and this, of course, Irshad being Punjabi knew this. So we were coming up with many titles, this and that, and Rahman sir had
just pick up the cool ones.
Yeah, so he just said, "What about Sadda Haq?" He picked it up. He had
and also, rock music is about statements.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which stands for justice and
So we wanted a protest song, like something to say, and he was very clear, and you kept using the term anthem,
which it has become now. after it's come out.
Right.
And it's transcended
Now
time.
I hate it. Everybody comes, can you make a love anthem for it? Can you make this anthem? So let's make a song which could become an anthem.
Could become an
Yeah,
anthem,
yeah.
right? But this particular track it's almost become a spiritual cause for so many people, which is Kun Faya Kun. I mean, it transcends age, sex, religion. You could just sit anywhere and you're completely transcended to a different place. Was that process also spiritual? Did it come from that place? Because for me, I feel that track has come from a different place.
No, when he first mentioned Kun Faya Kun, I was like, what? Are you putting me into trouble? Because there are so many people who will be, we had to be very cautious about it. He said, no, don't worry. I understand where you're coming from. I'm going to take care of it. So then he promised that. And he did it. And he's done it in such a, everybody's talking about Ranbir's performance on it. And then, so when he started it, he was busy. He was not there with us. So I had done a jamming. Suddenly I felt like, let's take this and keep doing. So our track was almost, it started with something else. I had Madhushree, Javed Ali, me on the harmonium, and we had a loop on a laptop or something going on. So it started with something else, which I had to do for somebody else. And then, let's do Kun Faya Kun. Then we went to Kun Faya Kun. So jamming, and then suddenly it started with Bhairavi Rag and went into a major, I don't know, by, I think again by a spiritual accident, I would say, happy accident. It went there and I said, oh, it feels very good. So 3-4 days later, I chopped that portion and I sent it. He said, I like this, shall we continue with this, right?
Yeah.
And again, he was not there. It was all on the internet.
Yeah. There
Skype
were
that time.
4 tracks actually.
4 tracks.
4 different tracks that you sent. But
yeah. Usually I won't be able to select which is the portion which is working. I have like mostly.
But it's also, I think I have this feeling now in retrospect that you do that, you ask me to give my opinion, also because you want the film to be closer to the song,
Yeah.
Because I'm only coming from the film, so if I say something if I'm liking something over another, it's only because of the film.
The thing is, if I'm sticking to the film, it makes it very closed.
Right.
Makes it predictable.
Right.
If I'm more wilder, I know that the director is going to take over, whether it's Mr. Maniratnam or,
Sure.
So they know exactly what, and sometimes they feel like that triggers something else in them and saying, I thought of something, was like, I'm going with this, what you've done.
100%.
So it goes like that. And then they pick up the stuff which could work.
Wow. That's a great insight. Well, Chamkila drops April 12th. My last question to you guys is, how easy or difficult is it for you guys to let go of your projects? Does it feel like a baby that you're putting out in the world? I mean, after so many years and albums and movies and tracks, do you still get that butterflies, or what's the process like on the day of release?
I personally feel that if we are happy, and in a way, this is a good thing because Netflix wanted the movie 3 months before. The movie, everything was finished 3 months before.
Right.
But for the song mixing, we had time. And for me, I just changed some stuff just before the next day, before it releases. Hey, I got a better idea. And then change that for Spotify, change it for Apple Music. So that comes in because the time is the biggest, gift for us. Not money, nothing. I feel when we have time, we can, and if you have a passionate heart, you just keep going deeper and deeper and refine things. And in this case, we had a lot of time. And for me, we enjoy the process, and our team, we're all enjoying the process. And it happens, and not that often. Sometimes you're forced to do things which, we have to do this one. But here also the pressure of box office is not there. So, yeah. What do you feel?
Yeah, I feel, I don't see, we didn't know yesterday that the album is going to launch today.
Correct.
Honestly, and then now that it has gone, I'm happy about the fact that my engagement with the song will never end.
Right.
With any song, with any music, any part of the film. But also it's like I don't pay that much attention, honestly. I come to know how any song is doing and that kind of thing. But because I feel that's not my domain. My interest and my major point of excitement is to actually be working when the music is on, and he allows me to be in the studio and always there
You commissioned me. So.
giving opinion and being a part of it. Actually, that is what I enjoy. I can't even listen to too much music in life, but this I can be 24/48 Any number of.
My dream was like to do a Punjabi album actually. Album. Then I said, when he came with this, yes, let's do this. But then we was like, oh, Chamkila has done all the songs. What are we going to do?
Right.
So then we sat, okay, what is our point of view? What are we going to say? How do you put a song where other people have opinions about Chamkila? So,
Yeah. And now Chamkila is going to be for everyone to enjoy, to watch his journey, to enjoy the music, to feel the fabric of Punjab and the magic of AR Rahman and Imtiaz Ali. On behalf of myself and everybody, thank you for the movies, thank you for the songs, thank you for the memories that you guys have given us, and it's been a privilege.
thank you.
Thank you so much.